guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. I am joined by none other than my good friend Darth Microtransaction. Darth, what's up, man? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. I heard Hell Hades wasn't available for today's
Hell,
collab,
hey,
so
I asked him, but it was too late in the UK, so we had to sell for Darth again here on the channel.
oh
Scratch
well.
too, he was sleeping. I mean, everybody. Nah, I kid, man. I love having you on. I love because you give your raw, unfiltered opinion. That's what I love about your YouTube channel, and your website just went live. So, in all sincerity, my viewers should check out Darth's website and his YouTube channel after this one. Darth, we have you here today because you actually recently had a collab with another one of my favorite creators, Deadwood Jedi, and you guys talked about this mysterious image that you were sent. I saw it on Reddit as well. I think it's a clear Photoshop, but what I want to do is speculate on that image. Talk about if this is real, which I don't think it is. I have a conspiracy theory, which I'll share with you and get your opinions on. If it is real, is it even a good idea? Could we sign off on this? Could we live with this? And then I want to go through my viewers left a bunch of ideas for a dupe system. I want to get your raw, unfiltered take on my viewers' ideas. That way I can be nice to everybody and just pander, and you can be the bad guy, okay?
Perfect. So I'll be the grown-up adult in this kid's video.
Exactly.
Where it's
Exactly,
like,
man.
it.
You are the
You
grown-up adult. But real quickly first, just because I'm sitting here like stewing about this, what do you think of clan versus clan tournament? Really quick, like what's your quick take? My clan's getting beat for like the third time in a row against this super whale clan. Granted, we're kind of whaley to ourselves, but I don't know, man. It's free rewards at the end of the day, but I don't know. It's frustrating.
I think clan versus clan is a bummer because it's breaking up a lot of the clans because half the people are super competitive, the other half of the people are casual. I mean, I lost a lot of my good long-term fans that have been in the clan like over a year that left because they wanted to go pursue clan versus clan. And it's like, I'm not spending money anymore. Our policy is we don't require you to do clan versus clan literally at all because you're not required to log in every single day, where it's just you can just kind of have fun with the game. So clan versus clan is kind of cool. It is objectively better than not having it because we're getting
Yeah.
resources and all that, but it's not super exciting. It just feels like who has more resources to exchange for a small percentage of the resources you put in.
It does.
That's just kind of what it seems like to me. It's not. I don't have a negative feeling about it. It's probably like the Forge, where I kind of like it. You get new stuff over time. Maybe I'll like it more as time goes on.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of.
I think that's a very fair take, man. I agree. Like a net negative, I think it might be a net negative because of the strife that it causes within clans. I kind of agree with that sentiment. My clan's doing well. Fingers crossed. We haven't had people leave to other clans because we've lost like 3 times in a row now. It looks like we're going to. However, I do worry about that, right? Because, and I almost feel like an onus that I should wail out. Like I spent so much on legendary booking like 8 champions. I feel like the last 2 ones, and now this week I'm just like, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm not gonna spend hundreds of dollars because Clarion wants me to compete to not let my clanmates down. I love you, clan, but I can't do it, So anyway, that's my thoughts. Those are your thoughts. But at the end of the day, you're right. If you're not taking it seriously and your clan can stay together, then I guess at the end of the day, it is rewards that you otherwise would not have gotten. But anyway, dude, this is the image. So listen, I'm not a Photoshop expert. Before we speculate as to what it could be, I'm not a Photoshop expert, but it doesn't really look 100% real to me, right? I mean, even if you look at the text down here, right? It's just like, that should go off the screen. It wouldn't be centered or whatever. I know I'm like kind of being nitpicky here, but I don't know. So what do you think, man? First of all, do you agree this is like, there's no chance this is real?
I mean, I don't know, to be honest. This is probably a Photoshop. I mean, if I had to say something, this is more than likely a Photoshop. I mean, it got put on Reddit. It's more than likely a meme. I know my artist himself. He's made me plenty of like thumbnail templates and stuff that the quality is way above beyond what this picture looks like.
Yeah.
And so I know there's people out there that could do this in 5 seconds. And I think it was Chosen's artist, just as a meme, like made a better version of this just to show you can do it. And there is a
Really?
few things that are kind of weird about it. Like it has the raid pass card icon above and below it, like the crown.
The
Like why would
crown.
the raid? Yeah, that's the raid pass icon. So it's
Okay.
like the
Okay.
person's probably using PNG files that you get from the content creator like file program. You remember all those PNGs and transparent stuff you get. You probably have access to that, and then you can just change the color of the sacred shard to make that. So a lot of the Photoshop stuff is like, yeah, you could do this probably pretty easily.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I don't want to talk this one out too much because I agree. I think it is a fake, but it is kind of an interesting idea. I sent it to Banana Jim, to the community manager, and I was like, "What do you think of this?" And she's like, "I bet you would like this, wouldn't you, Ash?" And I was like, "I don't know if I like it, but I would sign off on it." And that's the question I want to throw your way. Like, would you sign off if this was the system? Like, if your choices are this, you can choose this system, or we get whatever Plarium's planning on giving us. What would your choice be? You know?
Oh, man, I mean, so you're telling me the devil I know versus the devil I don't?
That's it. Well, you do know kind of one of the devils because we know that they hinted at the AMA. This does not really coincide with their plans, this version, right? Because clearly you're taking 4 legendaries who are a dupe. They don't all have to be the same one, but you're merging them into a legendary champion shard, which will pull you, I guess a champion that you don't have legendary?
And in this picture here, they do show it just being 5-star level 1. So these legendaries aren't exactly maxed out. You know what I mean?
5-star level 1s. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like we don't know the devil that we don't know here could also be the type of situation where the duplicates that we do get that get crunched into each other or whatever to make them +1 or whatever the meme is, right, that they're going to do, is that might require them to be fully maxed. We don't know yet. So I would probably rather go with this thing. But the problem is we also don't see the rest of the text. This could say fuse 4 duplicate legendary champions to summon a legendary shard, which has a 25% chance of getting a legendary. You know what I mean? It could be.
Yeah. And the other image, you saw the other image too, right? Like this, all it has is duplicate fusion on it. Or no?
No, I didn't.
Okay, it was on the same Reddit post, but like it's nothing crazy. It just I don't, it's hard to say if it's real or fake. It doesn't look incredibly real to me, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and like super analyze this. I think it's safe to say these are all photoshopped. However, with that said, it does appear, like I said, that you're basically using 4 legendaries to get 1 legendary shard that's guaranteed legendary. What I want to ask you now is, and again, Plarium didn't have much of a reaction to this. My conspiracy theory before we jump into some really amazing viewer ideas, a few of them which I really would love to see. And I think that when we're approaching this too, as you know, Darth, like we can't just like say, yeah, just give us a reroll automatically because we got to pick something that Plarium would actually go for. As much as I hate to say that, we can sit here.
Realistic is the term you're
exactly. We could sit here and be like, they should do this, and everybody go, yeah, that's amazing. But we have to pick something that's realistic. To your point. So anyway, my conspiracy is maybe. I don't really believe this, but it's fun to talk about. Maybe Plarium leaked this image to just get the temperature of the community, right? Just to see what we'd say about it, right? Would they go for this, I saw that comment on your YouTube. I stole that from your YouTube comments, by the way.
Oh, really?
One of your viewers said that. One of your viewers said that.
Oh, well, we got a good viewer that I need to hire to come up with my next video idea. So what it could be is they're testing to see how many people think is fair. Maybe they were going to do 5. Maybe they're going to do 4. I really think anything more than 3 is a little expensive. Like I think everyone that I've talked to, the content creators, has pretty much all agreed 3 duplicate legendaries of any sort should get you, like a non-dupe or like a really good, some good reward. 4 seems expensive. You know what I mean? That's another 33% bump because you go from 2 to 3. That's 50% more. Then it's 33% more. So it's like these are expensive shards. If that is something they're leaking, I don't know if I'd be very excited by this either.
Well, listen, I agree with you. I wouldn't be super excited. However, what I would say is that if it was a guaranteed champion that you don't have, that you got, right? So you're not going to get another dupe, and if they didn't have to be fully ascended and fully leveled up, I would sign off on it. I wouldn't say it was the best idea. I wouldn't be thrilled, but I would be like, okay, it's
something.
Okay, we'll take it. Like that's, I would sign off on it.
Progress.
So Darth, in this video, I put a pinned comment. I said a couple things. First of all, try to be respectful, and that never really works on the internet, but I tried, right? And the second thing I said is I will be having a Plarium Q&A. All right, I'm not even sure if that's going to happen. The third thing I said was don't forget to give me your best solution for dupes in Raid. If you don't have one, take a moment to read through the other ideas and thumbs up the ones that you agree with. So we had like 900 comments almost, and a lot of good ideas. This was the first one here, and it's Clyde Trumbull the second. And I gotta say, man, I guess we could end the video after this one because stamp of approval, the Ash stamp of approval. The whole system could be fixed if they added fragments for every legendary. Any dupes would be turned into a currency that could then be used to purchase X amount of fragments for any other legendary of your choice. Legendaries could be unique and thus the dupes automatically be converted to that currency. Why not just make legendary fragments and you can, exchange legendary champions for set amount of fragments. They'd have to pick the ratio that they're comfortable with, and then eventually you can trade that. And it's the same thing as the fusion we just looked at, only in a different way, fragments instead of fusion. Well, what do you think about that?
So this is not a new concept, not even for this game. It's basically he's talking about mileage shop. A lot of other games have this. I've played, I can think of at least 3 games off the top of my head that have like exactly this concept. So basically but more times than not, it's not tied to like legendary duplicates. It's tied to like pose of the shard. So it's you pull 1 ancient shard, you get like 1 fragment or whatever, right? And then you can use those fragments to buy characters. For instance, Guardian Tale is a game that's been slowly growing more and more and more over time. What they have is basically this system. You post something, you get a character, you get more shards of the character, which converts into a mileage shop, and then you can, whatever you want, you can pick the character, literally any character in the game. You can pick their weapon that's unique, whatever.
Okay. So do you like it or not? I mean, I think that's a perfect solution. What's the problem there?
So the problem there is not on our side as players. Obviously, this is healthy for the players. It's the problem is on the company side. Like that would destroy a huge revenue stream for Plarium entirely, because effectively what it does when you add that to the game is you set a price on what it costs to get all characters, instead of it being like limitless and everyone has RNG. It's okay now, because of the shop, it takes X amount of dollars and you can complete your roster, and that's just not good for a company that's based upon gambling.
I totally hear you. I think that the happy medium would be that it takes a lot. It takes a while. It takes a lot, right? It takes like, you trade in a champion. It doesn't even have to be a dupe. You trade in a champion, or maybe it does have to be a dupe. That really limits how long it would take you, right? So if you could only do this with duplicates, trade them in for fragments, it would still take forever and a ton of money to max out your account. And they could do it with, you need 3, you only get 33 shards or whatever it may be, 34 shards, and you need 100, so they could tweak it basically to be what we just looked at previously. So I feel like there's a way,
But I'm not the one you got to convince.
I know. It's true. I love that idea, like turning them into fragments. But I mean, we didn't talk to you about this idea. Let me give you one more viewer idea, and then I want to ask you about like their idea, Plarium's idea. So Blaze says another idea: dupes become full upgrades, books, masteries, levels of another champion of the same rarity that you already have.
Of the same rarity?
Yeah.
That we already have. So you can exchange them for a duplicate of any other character. Basically, is what they're saying.
No. The dupe becomes the full upgrade. Another idea: dupe becomes the full upgrade, books, masteries, levels of another champion of the same rarity. This guy says that would benefit nobody but the whales, and therefore it would cut into what they spend. I don't know if it would benefit just the whales. Would it, like a rare champion? I could do it on.
It seems like a bad solution. It just seems like a bad, overly complicated solution for
I just think if they would never go for it, whether it's bad or good, they would never go for that one. Like a fully upgraded champion, that costs so much money. Legendary books are more expensive than shards,
We're doing it. We have to work the other way. Like we're thinking about it linear from like what makes sense for the player. You have to think about it from Plarium's point of view, which is they create an artificial need for a product by like forcing us to have a need for a dupe system, right? Okay, so now there's no dupe system, so we're all piling on the dupes. And then that creates the need for a product, which they'll sell to us, which will be a dupe system. So we have to think, what is a way that they can create a dupe system that will also monetize people as well? So that brings us back to the image, which is it's got the rate pass card on it. Maybe the pass card is something that is required to use the new duplicate feature. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I just hope they don't go with, well, I want to transition this because I hope they don't go with what they, just like you roll it over to make a more powerful champion. All right, so Twitching with Rage says, "Why not just give you the option to pull another Lego if it's a dupe when you pull? Seems to be a fair, balanced way." I think again, Darth probably just because they'd never do it, right? Because it would cut into their bottom line too much, right?
Yeah, I mean that is something of a level of generosity I haven't seen from
Plarium
them as of
display.
yet.
True, true, true. Samuel says, or Ralph says, he likes his HH's idea or Hades' idea of champion skins. So he said he's totally cool with putting skins on his dupes as something for whales to show off without affecting the game balance at all. I mean, I don't think that's the answer that most people are hoping for, but at the same time, it's like it's clearly something that Plarium would go for, right? Like, and skins would be cool. I mean,
I guess, and it's something for whales to chase. I just hate it so much because the problem is not that we need more things of more expensive tiers. Like that's what skins are. It would be like, oh, you're at this level of spending. Now you have dupes to the point of having a new cosmetic. Like that is not the problem with the game. You know, we have plenty of things to spend money on. So it's like skins are cool, but that is not a solution that helps anybody other than the people that for whatever reason like cosmetics, and everyone else it just kind of gives the finger to. So I hate that solution personally.
yeah, I feel I would like skins like independently of the dupe system, right? Like I just wouldn't want to see them
Agreed.
kind of conflate
$10.
each other. The game is doing well is a very terrible statement, seeing as the game can do 10 times better, says a comment. Fair enough, fair enough. I made a statement that the game is doing well compared to where it was like the first year, but anyway, people don't like hearing
The
anything
game is
positive.
doing well. I mean, regardless of what's going on, like, you know what I mean? The game is going to keep plugging ahead regardless of how people feel about it. They have what they know they need to get players, which is good art and good customer acquisition.
Yeah, I think that like ultimately, at the end of the day, sure, it could be doing 10 times better. Totally agree with that comment, but at the end of the day, and that's why we have conversations like this. That's why we ask for viewers for feedback. That's why we send it to Plarium, because we hope that, they do make positive changes. And maybe my head is in the sand, maybe I'm being naive, I have no idea. But so Darth, I guess in conclusion, just give us because we never asked you, I never had you on since the AMA, right? So since the big AMA, what was your takeaway after that, given their response? Were you super, super bearish on, the potential of any bright dupe system ever coming to the game?
I mean, I guess my opinion has been literally the exact same thing for over a year now, which is that if a dupe system comes to the game, when it comes is going to be way later than we think it's going to be. Because I mean, like I'm sure they told you, they told me directly 2 years ago that a dupe system was being worked on, was coming to the game, and now in an AMA that was literally just there, it's we're working on it, but we think we have a concept put together. It's like if they need 2 years to put the concept together, I have no idea how long Ash it's going to take for them to make the game. I'll feel happy if we get a dupe system by the end of the year. To be honest with you. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they said, I think fall, I believe. I don't know, 6-month timeline. So we'll see. They've been really,
yeah, what they said is they need 400 or 500 more $1 million before they can hire the devs needed to come up with the dupe system.
400 million. That should take them probably a week or so, right? A week after the Clan vs. Clan
technical
tournament, it should be done, right? It should be done. Just host another Clan vs. Clan tournament, and they'll get the whales to spend. But I think that we can both agree that, like Grim Reaper here says, I think strengthening champs with dupes is probably the worst solution. It's basically, and I mentioned this a lot in that video, but to make a long story short, it would be, I think players would leave this game in droves, honestly, if they did that, right? I mean, do you agree? It would further lengthen the divide from whales and everybody else. I want to say whales and free to play, but that's not even the case, Darth, right? It's like big spenders and big spenders. And
the harsh reality of that fact is that even if they did the strengthening characters thing, it really doesn't affect literally anybody except the people that are up in it. Like maybe 100, 200, 300 people get affected by this. Regardless of how much we would hate it. But everyone would quit because they're sick of getting around by Plarium, basically.
Exactly.
People get mad because they feel like my money, my time is not being valued as a customer. You are automatically assuming it. You're taking my business for granted, and now your version of this is to try to make more money off of me when we're all saying there's a problem with the product. When really the consumer is saying there's a There's a recall that we would like you to fix, not to sell us the new version without that problem. And I think that's basically what's happening here. And the old people are getting sick and leaving the store. The food's taking too long to show up and they're just giving up and walking out. But it doesn't matter because more customers are coming in the front door than are leaving. And I think that's
Now you
that's
put it
kind of the story with Raid.
You put it beautifully there, Darth. I couldn't agree with you more. I think that I really hope that from this community sentiment and the fact that they are changing their tune after this big, like outrage, I guess, in the community, I think that like that's a good thing. Hopefully they stick with it now, right? Hopefully they see they make some serious adjustments. Because please, Plarium, I know you're watching. I know you're watching this video. Don't make it something that only whales can just further increase their accounts, and then everybody else is left wondering why they're playing this game because they know they'll never get to the end game, right? Like that's the biggest problem in this game, I feel like, and I mentioned this in the other video too. Try to be positive, try to be negative, try to be real at the end of the day, right? And I think that, I'm sure you agree based on your last statement that like that's the worst thing that could happen to this game, right? Like, because I'm sure you've had that moment. I'm sure my viewers have had that moment, right? Like, haven't you had that moment before, Darth, where you're just like, besides content creation, like, why am I know I'm never going to compete at the end game. So we need to give players, I feel like if they want to really make money, right? They need to give players the hope that they can make it to the end game, right?
The part that's frustrating, brother, is like people are in Plarium's corner. Like people want Plarium to succeed. People want Raid to do well.
Yeah.
It's not like
100%.
Just sitting here making videos, negative about the game. It just gets us off every day. That's not what happens. Like, it's like we want the game, we care a lot, so do the consumers and the people playing the game, the hardcore people care about, like, everyone cares about the game. You know what I mean? And it's sort of unfortunate that we kind of constantly find ourselves in this position where it almost feels like you're like hoping, okay, is this time? The dupe system is one of the last few things that's kind of like a long time standing point in the community. And there's not really any left, I don't think. I mean, once they come out with the dupe system and say, this is our stance on the dupe system, this is what we're implementing to solve that thing, really, then it's just how they're going to continue the game and make it better. But they've addressed a lot of the issues people have had, right?
Mm-hmm.
We could get into Bow, Pass, and Hydra and all that, but still, I mean, majority of the stuff is getting better, and they are trying, But it's like, help us want to cheer you along. Like, I would love to make 2 weeks straight of positive videos. Like, give me that opportunity. You know what I mean? Just don't.
Absolutely, man.
The dupe system's a big one for the community. I know everyone watching this here wants to have a good duplicate system. So just knock one out of the park. Let us reward you by giving you more money as a thank you because we like the duplicate system. Don't try to charge us for it. That's my only pitch to them.
You know what, dude? We're gonna leave it at that because you said it perfectly. I can't really add anything to that. I agree. Let's give us a reason to cheer you on, right? So, Darth, thank you so much for coming on again, man. Always a pleasure having you. Check out Darth's YouTube channel, his Twitter, anything I can find on this dude, his website, his motorcycle channel. Everything will be linked in the show notes below. Man, thank you so much for coming on again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, always good one, Ash.
All right, guys, I'm going to throw the question to you. Yes or no? Do you think if that Photoshop was real, if it was real, would you sign off on it or would you not? The same question that I opened with Darth. I want you guys to answer in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, take care, guys.